Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you. I know you've been at the GSA. You're coming up on your 1-year anniversary.
That's right.
You were appointed in January. So tell us how the last year has been for you so far since Jan.
Working at GSA has been incredible for the last year. We've been very busy. At GSA, there's a lot of interesting things going on. We are fast becoming the early adopters of technology and innovation in federal government, working very closely with agencies and, of course, realizing the Obama administration's agenda and using information technology to provide real citizen services. In GSA, we are investing heavily in implementing the 25-point plan laid out by the federal CIO. In that, we are, for example, we were the first agency recently to deploy a cloud-based email and collaboration system to replace our aging Lotus Notes applications. And we're continuing down that momentum in deploying solutions that can connect agencies and federal business to citizens and our community partners in new and interesting ways. So it's been an interesting and challenging year. I think you'll see over the next year, GSA is going to be doing a lot of interesting things in the area of sustainability, in citizen services, and of course, as part of our core mission, working with the vendor community as well as our federal government agency partners to really find new ways to find value for taxpayer dollars, and deploying new and innovative solutions that make the overall federal government work better.
What are some of you mentioned cloud is a huge project. What are some of the other projects that might not be something you're working on right now, but you envision being some of the huge GSA projects in the future?
Absolutely. So in GSA, our overall agency guiding light is called Zero Environmental Footprint. That mantra actually drives a lot of the projects and initiatives that the agency is taking on. It's more than just a sustainability vision. It's actually a vision around how employees work in new and interesting ways, how people connect, how agency business processes are accomplished, how we connect with our partners in our vendor community. So sustainability is huge for us, which involves things, challenges like teleworking and mobile work, hoteling. So we're constantly striving to find new ways for a government to work. That involves designing new types of buildings, that involves new IT paradigms that allow people to work from anywhere.
I want to touch on something you spoke heavily in your presentation earlier today. You talked about telecommuting a lot, changing buildings, obviously going green, but having people work from home cause a lot of, less emissions to the green environment. How are companies adapting to this change? You see a lot of pressure of people not wanting to adopt certain changes. They like their offices. Employees like going to their comfy little seat where they have their family photos. So what are you doing to change that mindset with those, and not just obviously with the sustainability factor, but with a lot of things overall? Change is not something that organizations are equipped for when it comes to their employees. So what do you do to kind of battle that?
That's a very good question. We've seen that over and over again as we start to deploy new ways of working. Organizational change management is a field, and people make good livings just doing organizational change management. In our case, we've noticed that it's about. I have a great quote from GSA Administrator Martha Johnson, who says that work is not where you go, but it's actually what you do. So when you start with that mind frame and you focus on providing services to the citizens, to your customers, you will notice that a lot of the discussions actually go away. Mm-hmm. When you focus on the outcomes and the results, everything else becomes secondary. So yes, there's a resistance to change in every organization, in any initiative, but it requires a focused leadership. It requires leadership leading from the front, and really making it very clear to the population and to the associates what the value of that change is for the organization, and then managing that change by providing people assistance, training, help, and guidance, so that they can actually be productive as a result of the change, rather than the change becoming getting in the way.
But one of the issues that we've seen in the open community is a lot of the people that attend our events might be working for nonprofits, and in a nonprofit environment, there are outside folks that are funding your organization, and that funding might get pulled if you do something that's too drastic. So what should a nonprofit organization do in such a situation where already the economy is affecting their funding, and now you're trying to implement changes that their donors don't necessarily understand or want?
A lot of this is related to education and awareness. So one of the things, for example, that GSA is doing in the federal space, as well as working with our state and local partners, is to really champion these things as the change leaders. Because once an agency like GSA does it, and does it in a way that is compliant with policy, with guidelines, and with appropriate regulations, then we can assist our partners in doing the same. It's the same thing applies for the nonprofit agency industry. Depending on who the partners are that are funding nonprofit organizations, the first step in that is starting a dialogue. Finding a vision to crystallize why that change is important to the organization. Whether it's financial reasons, whether it's efficiency reasons, or others, make it well known. Make it help your partners understand before you make the change why it's important. And we've seen that when you start with the vision and start with the strategy, that it's effective in the long run.
How is social media that's affected you? You're on Twitter, you've been blogging, so how is that being implemented in the GSA, the use of Facebook and things like that?
We see social media as a key communication driver for government to connect with citizens. As more and more citizens are using social media as a primary way to connect with companies, with partners, with friends.
You actually found your job posting via Twitter.
That is right.
Correct?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that is right. Absolutely. Okay. And so that's just one small example of how social media is already changing one person. Okay. But a government as a whole can really benefit from understanding how people connect with each other and learn and share information, and actually being there to partner with them rather than requiring people to go through unnatural means to go find the government services. So we're actually leading the way in our Office of Citizen Services and Innovative Technologies in using social media like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube to not only communicate the message of government, but connect with people and listen to ideas and input.
What would be your final message to the open community, the Pakistani community, business-minded folks in the DC area, a lot of them in government consulting? What should they take away from what you are doing?
Well, the first thing I'd say is to come and partner with us. In GSA, we are always open to listen to partner with the community, especially the small business community. So come work with us and have a dialogue. We hold regular industry roundtables. We go on the road. So come meet with us and share your concerns, your questions, and your ideas with us, because we're always looking for that. Secondly, be proactive in reaching out and identifying those opportunities, because you're always looking for the innovation in the small business community. So, we would love to hear about the innovative ideas and solutions that you're bringing to the table, and make them available to the fellow community. So stay engaged, stay in touch, and come and connect with us anytime.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time today, Sonny Hashmi. You can follow Sonny on Twitter @SONNY_H. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.